Welcome back to another vlog. We are gonna do a romanticizing the everyday kind of a vlog because I don't know about you, but this time of year is very rough. I feel like we are in the home stretch. We're almost in spring, but it is still brown outside. It is still cold. I just got over being sick for like a week and a half. It's just the time of year that it's just a struggle. So we're gonna try to romanticize it the best that we can. And I feel like this is something that I have really adopted over the last year or so. I mean, mostly since becoming a mom, and has really made such a difference in how I see the world and really focusing on those little joys in the day. So I thought I would take you guys along on what that looks like and what I do to kind of make each day feel a little more magical, a little more whimsical. To be honest, I feel like I attribute a lot of this mentality to posting on social media because I feel like it just helps me look for the positive moments in each day and look for those little glimmers that I can focus on that really make each day feel just a little bit more magical. I know this word tends to be a little bit overused, especially on social media. It might come across as a little bit trendy, but when you really think about it, I think romanticizing your life is just taking the extra time to make the little things feel a little more special in your everyday. And they can be so simple. Like something I started doing is wearing cute little matching pajama sets versus my old t-shirt from high school. And even something like that just kind of makes me feel a little bit more fresh and got a little more pep in my step each morning because I feel cute, I feel put together, and it's something that doesn't cost a lot. It's something that you kind of need anyway, or you have to do anyway. Like I'm gonna make my coffee every morning anyway, and I can either push the button and just like let it go, or I can kind of make it a little bit of a ritual. I can use my favorite mug. I can spend time frothing up a really yummy milk, and then I can take the time to like sit and enjoy it and read a book versus chugging it down while I'm scrolling on my phone at 6 a.m. So there's just different ways to go about our everyday life that can make it feel a little bit more romanticized, a little bit more whimsical. So this is something that I feel like I've been living by, and it really has changed my whole mentality and outlook on life. So yes, I feel like this word might be overused, but personally I feel like it's made me feel more present, definitely a lot more patient. It's helped me focus and find the positives in each day. And I feel like now I look at the world with such a different lens of finding the beauty in everyday little moments, whether it's the morning light that comes through my home, or maybe it's just putting pigtails in my daughter's hair that day, wearing a little bit of color in winter when it's dark and cold outside. I feel like taking that extra 5 or 10 minutes to make something feel a little bit more special can really elevate our every single day and give us something to look forward to. So I'm excited to take you guys along. I'm coming off of a social media free day yesterday, and today I'm gonna hang out with Penelope. I think we're gonna try to go to the park. It's a beautiful day today, maybe a bike ride. I have to take her to the mall to go find some shoes because these kids are constantly growing. So we're really gonna try to make the most of the day. I'm probably not gonna be on social media that much because I'm gonna be hanging out with my daughter all day, and when I take her out and about, I feel like I have no desire to be on social media. Like, yes, I'll pull out my phone and take cute photos and videos of us, but it is one thing I love about being a mom is our kids really pull us back to the present, and there's nothing I hate more than getting distracted and sucked into social media when I'm spending time with the most beautiful thing I've ever created. So I'm excited for a little mommy-daughter day. We'll just see where the day takes us and how we can find the best in it. Crocs? We're gonna do these shoes today.
No.
No? Which shoes then? Pick out your shoes. Flower shoes?
No flowers.
Boots. All right.
A
Sausage? 1 second. All right, we made it out of the house. Always hard when you are taking care of a toddler and they're getting into everything, but one of the things that I feel like helps me, especially when I have these solo mom and toddler days, is simply getting ready for the day. And I feel like you have to master the whole 2-minute getting ready routine. That's honestly one of the reasons I chopped my hair, because I don't even have to really worry about my hair anymore. That takes a minute, makeup takes like 2 minutes, and then we put on something cute, cozy, and we're out the door for the day. And I feel like just having those 3 things helps so much in just feeling more confident about the day, feeling more confident about myself. And I remember hearing on, I think it was on a podcast, that if you can't do all 3, aim for at least 2, and it'll immediately make you feel put together, whether you're a mom or not. But I feel like it's so easy to just like stay home and not put any makeup on, not do our skincare routine, and kind of fall into these habits of not really prioritizing ourselves and making ourselves feel good too. So that is a big thing that has really helped me romanticize the everyday, is just like getting ready and feeling good in yourself and confident, and it just makes such a difference. So I think we're going to go to one of my favorite little cafes here. And like, yes, it's still stressful kind of chasing around my toddler. She doesn't always sit still, and she definitely doesn't play with toys nicely at a table anymore. But I feel like when I get out of the house with her, I feel like we just have more fun. We're out and about, we're doing things. I'm more present. It's a lot easier for me to like not feel drawn to being on my phone or being on my computer or anything. I'm actually coming off of a phone-free Sunday. Today is Monday, and I'm kind of loving that I am hanging out with Penelope today, because I have no desire to be on my phone or be working or anything. Like, I really just want to be present with her. And it's really hard on Mondays to go from having completely phone-free Sundays and then jumping back onto social media. I feel like it just is so overwhelming when you've taken that time off of just like so much information. And it's just, I don't know, social media is just such a catch-22, and like sometimes you open the app and it immediately inspires you, or you open the app and immediately just kind of like it makes you feel bad about yourself. So anyway, I'm gonna try to kind of continue my phone-free Sunday into the beginning half of today, at least until Penelope's nap time. But I feel like being out and about is better for us to be more present and for me not to be on my phone, because it's like literally impossible when you're chasing a toddler around. And then once the mall opens at okay, we're gonna get out in 1 second. And then once the mall opens at 10 a.m., I need to go find Penelope some new shoes. It is like one of the perks of a new season is your toddler growing and having to get them new clothes for each season. So we're going up in shoe size and need to find some new shoes. But yeah, we'll see where the day takes us. I feel like getting out just always kind of makes the day a little more fun.
My car.
Mommy's car.
Peasy's car.
Peasy's car.
Yeah,
Yeah. Say beep beep. Beep beep. Back home, Penelope went down for a nap, so I just got a little bit of work done. Now it's about 2 o'clock, so I probably have half an hour or so until she wakes up. That was actually a very successful outing. Typically, she doesn't sit still at restaurants and she just wants to run around the mall, but overall, it was a very easy morning. So I want to touch on adding a little bit more whimsy into your everyday life. I never really understood this concept of having a whimsical life or romanticizing your life until I started posting a little bit more on social media. If you've been following me for over a year now, you know I used to post a lot of mom content, a lot of like relatable life as a mom. And then I feel like I slowly started to get away from that as I started to focus on bringing more positivity into my life and sharing more of the positive, more of the cozy moments. And when I started to do that, I feel like it made me start to notice those things so much more. And when I was going about my day and I was filming and I was vlogging, those are the things that I documented. And it's not even like I went out of my way to set up a stage or film parts of my life that aren't realistic. It was more like just noticing the moments in the everyday. For example, I love filming at golden hour because I just think that's the most magical, whimsical, beautiful part of the day. So now I feel like that's a moment in my day that I always look forward to. And it's little things like that that I feel like social media has really helped me just notice more and helped me romanticize my life. Like, I'm not necessarily a photographer. I like to take photos, but I noticed that when I am focusing more on taking photos or filming, I am looking for the best parts of the day. I'm looking for the most positive moments. And I feel like a lot of times on social media, we're always sharing a highlight reel or sharing things that may feel staged or not real. But personally, I feel like it's just sharing more of the positive moments in our life, like the little things that make our day feel more special or magical. So a few ways I like to add a little more whimsy this time of year is definitely pops of color. I am all embracing the spring colors right now. I feel like now I'm reaching for color whenever I can, just because it makes every day just feel a little brighter, a little more positive. Another thing I've been loving lately is having fun with plating my food. I made this whimsical toast yesterday. Literally all I did was take my daughter's little cookie cutter things and cookie cuttered butter. I cookie cuttered these butters. Anyway, I took some butter and I made them in the shape of stars, and it just kind of made it feel a little bit more fun than just slapping some jam on my bread. And I think just setting the overall tone for any type of chore or activity that you're doing. So I love just putting on a fun playlist or lighting a candle in the morning. I love, love, love putting on YouTube when I'm cooking or if I'm going to be doing laundry. And if you are going out and about, I think turning errands into an adventure. Even just grabbing a little iced coffee to take with you as you're going about your errands throughout the day is a very small way to just kind of like make things feel a little bit more romanticized, a little bit more fun. It's kind of all in your perspective and your imagination to make things feel a little bit more intentional. And there's something I think that if you have kids or you've seen kids, you see how they already romanticize life. Like, everything about every single day is so exciting. They wake up every single day just looking forward to it. And yes, I know they don't have responsibilities like we have, but I think we can really learn from them because they notice the littlest things, like a flower on the ground or bubbles. My daughter was playing with bubbles yesterday and it just is such a delight to watch. They don't need to have this perfect day for it to be magical and fun and whimsical. And I think we could learn from that. I feel like we get so caught up in being online or being tied to all these different responsibilities and getting overstimulated that we kind of forget to just be present and find little ways to have a little bit more fun in our everyday. Looks like it's pretty nice out, so I think we're gonna try to go for a little bike ride. Penelope loves it, and it's such an easy way to entertain her. So just packing a little kind of like snack box for us because we're probably gonna stop in the park.
I'll close it.
You wanna close it? Okay. We're probably gonna stop at the park and play at the playground, bring like a picnic blanket, all that kind of stuff. I know it's very cold and probably everywhere but Denver right now. We are very lucky that it's been very warm lately, but I feel like a good way that helps you kind of like romanticize winter a little bit more is moving your body. There's the moments where maybe not having your phone in your room at night is not the best idea. Last night I was having trouble sleeping, so I clicked on my alarm clock and it said 4:30, and I was like, okay, 4:30 is not that bad. I guess I'll wake up, get some work done, kind of like do some things. I came out into the living room and saw that it was 3:30 in the morning. I should have went back to bed, but instead I stayed up. So we are running on about 5 hours of sleep today. I'm still feeling a little bit sick, and I happened to get my period last night. So today we are really focusing on romanticizing. I feel like obviously it's so easy to romanticize your life when you're well slept, when your kids are behaved, when your house is clean and life is just feeling really good. It's when things are tough, you're sick, your kids are not behaving well, things like that, that it gets really hard to romanticize your life. So we're gonna do our best today, but I feel like that's just a little reminder that these days are okay. These days are going to happen. There's gonna be times where we're on our phone all day, when we're not eating the best, when we're sick, or we're off of our workout routine. And I think it's important to remember that that's just part of life and you have to kind of go with the flow. That's why I love coming back to romanticizing the little things, because even when you are having a sick day or having an off day or you didn't sleep well or your kids are all over the place, finding those little glimmers or those little moments throughout the day that kind of just make things a little bit better is what really helps, I think, get you through those tough days. I definitely fall victim into the getting myself a little bit of a treat when I'm having a rough day. Typically, it's just like going to get a drink or a little sweet treat out and about. Sometimes it's retail therapy, but I try to reel that back because that's not the best for you financially. And, a cookie here and there is not going to kill you. But I do think having something to look forward to, having something that just sparks a little bit of joy when things are not feeling the best, when you're not feeling the best, just kind of helps add a little bit more romanticism when life is not the greatest. This also kind of reminds me why I love journaling. I haven't really done the 5-minute journal in a very long time, but one thing I really love about it is, especially when you do it first in the morning, you're kind of already getting your head into a better headspace. And even if you don't have a 5-minute journal, I think these prompts are so helpful. So it's just what I'm grateful for, what would make today great. And I feel like I love that one because even if you don't have any great plans for the day, maybe you're just working all day or you have no plans to leave the house, finding 3 little moments in the day of how you can make it great, I think is a great way to start the day, of having something to look forward to in your day, even if it's really small. It could just be making my coffee in silence or a 1-minute meditation. Maybe it's simply adding another 5 minutes on your skincare routine. It doesn't have to be super complicated. It doesn't have to be super grand. Then the last thing they have is a daily affirmation. So I feel like that's just a great way to start the day, especially if you're like me and you woke up on the wrong side of the bed today, you're already having a rough day. Just shifting your perspective, focusing on the positives in life can really help on these rougher, harder days, because again, they're gonna happen. They happen to all of us, but you really only have 2 choices of dwelling on it and sitting in that icky, yucky, unmotivated feeling, or finding the little joys and making the most of the day and kind of turning around. Like at the end of the day, every emotion, every decision is yours. And I try to tell myself that you get to choose how you want to feel. You get to choose how something makes you feel. And I think that's really empowering, that we are not always tied to our thoughts. We can change our thoughts in any moment. We can overthink the worst case scenario or the best case scenario. Honestly, I feel like I need to take my advice more often. I'm having a very rough day today mentally, not just tired. Since it's that time of the month, I'm feeling down about myself. I'm feeling bummed about my content, and it's like silly things like that where it's like, why do I put so much weight and worth into certain things? Like I have the choice of making the most of certain situations and finding the positives instead of always focusing on the negatives. If you've ever gotten a negative comment from somebody, but then you think about all the positive, loving affirmations that you've gotten from your friends or loved ones, you're like, why do I focus on that one negative comment or mean thing that someone told me when I have so much validation of all of the good things in my life and good things about myself? So I hope that's just a little reminder, because I think sometimes it does feel like we do forget about the hard days and how normal those are, and they totally are. So those are okay too. They're going to happen. We all go through them. But next time you have those days, or if you're having one of those days now, you're not alone, and you can change your mindset whenever you want. I also never underestimate a good cry or a good rot day or lazy day. Sometimes that's just really good for the soul. And if I'm having a really just emotionally hard time, I will just cry it out, and I'm amazed how much better I feel afterwards. And I'm like, all right, I let out all of those negative emotions. Now I feel a lot more motivated. I feel more positive. I can let go of all of those feelings that I had. Sometimes you just have to have those days too. So on that note, I got my energy drink. I'm going to make the most of this morning. I have to do a bit of work today. I have to reshoot for a brand, which I reshot for this brand 3 or 4 times at this point. This usually never happens. So at this point, I'm kind of feeling a little bit overwhelmed about it, but I just want to get it done. I want to feel good about it. I want the brand to feel good about it. Just one of those things that comes with, I think, being in the creative industry. Like everyone just kind of has a different idea of how things are supposed to look, and your job is the one to execute on it. So we're going to tackle that today. We'll see. Maybe I'll be able to take a nap later. My little romanticization of the day. Super cute, little heart toast. I've just been trucking along at work stuff, trying to get this edited. I'm trying out Final Cut Pro, and I don't know how I love it. So we'll see how this video ends up. It might take me a little bit longer than I'm expecting, but we'll see how it goes. We're supposed to get a thunder snowstorm tonight, which sounds kind of terrifying, but currently it is still super sunny out. So I think I'm gonna go for a notice walk. If I haven't mentioned this in my previous videos, I love these. I used to be somebody that would go on walks and I'd still be on my phone and still be trying to be productive. And now I try to go on these notice walks where I'm either paying attention to a certain color, just listening to sounds, trying not to listen to anything. If I am, maybe like some light background music, but I feel like this just kind of helps my brain decompress. And I love doing these in the middle of the day when it's super sunny out, all by myself. It's also just a nice break in the day, especially if you are working or even if you're a stay-at-home mom. Anything you can do to get outside is just the best feeling, and it's such a great little brain break. But before I go on my walk, I want to share a few spring pieces that I'm very excited about. I mentioned how adding a little bit more color to your wardrobe this time of year really helps get yourself out of a slump. So I want to thank Quince for gifting me some really great spring pieces that I'm excited to share with you guys. I have been shopping at Quince for such a long time. I share them a lot because they are a brand that I buy with my own money all the time. And I think one of the biggest questions I get asked whenever I share something from Quince is how is the quality, because the prices are so good. And I have to admit, I don't know how they do it, but the quality is absolutely amazing. It's on par with, I would say, an Anthropologie, a Madewell. It's definitely at that level or higher. And at this point, I have sheets, I have jeans, I have pajamas, I have sweaters, I have shoes, I have basic tees. I think anytime I'm looking for something specific, I go to Quince first to see if they have it, just because I know the quality and the price is always going to be the best there is. But here are a few pieces that I'm really excited about for spring. The first is this Mongolian cashmere fisherman cardigan. I'm loving this blue color for spring, and this is so soft. It's the perfect cardigan to throw on when you still have a little bit of a chill in the air. You want to have a little bit more color in your wardrobe. It's also the perfect loose, boxy fit. I'm wearing an extra small, and so it's slightly oversized, but I already know this is going to be a staple for spring. I'm also wearing these stretch cotton chino patch pocket shorts. I love a good structured short for the spring. I feel like it just helps me feel a little bit more put together when I want to be wearing shorts. These are so soft and they're so comfortable, perfect for chasing around a toddler. And then I have been eyeing this tote for a while. This is the Italian suede everyday tote. It's made of real leather. It's not too structured. I feel like it's the perfect size for an everyday bag, or if I need to throw in a whole bunch of stuff for my toddler. And lastly, I feel like a staple for spring is an A-line maxi skirt, especially one in white, because you can just layer this in so many fun ways, whether it's just a simple tank top or you want to throw on a sweater. These pieces have me so excited for spring. I'm kind of disappointed we're having a little bit of a snowstorm tomorrow because it's been 60 degrees, but I'll link everything down below for you to shop and check out the rest of what Quince has. Like, it's endless. Everything from home, I think they do beauty now, kids, tons of different stuff. Let's go for a walk before the snowstorm comes. currently having a moment of gratitude over the fact that I'm raising a daughter in the era that we are in right now. When I was up super early this morning, I started watching the America's Next Top Model documentary, and I don't know if you guys watched that show, but I think it came out when I was in middle school maybe, or high school. I definitely remember watching it in high school, and I feel like at that age I was so young and impressionable, and you are so fixated on your self-esteem and your body, and I just remember that show being a big impact on me wanting to be super thin and just having these unattainable beauty standards. And if you watch the documentary, they basically talk about how wrong that was all then and how things have changed so much, and I'm so grateful for that, because even in the last, 15 years ago or so, I feel like we are raising young women to appreciate their bodies, and I really hope that they don't experience the same things that we went through, given just the times are different and beauty standards are so different. And even just the fact that women's value is being placed on something so much higher than looks just has me so excited to raise a daughter in the era that she is going to be in, because I think that she's just going to have such a different experience than we had. Even looks aside, I feel like I was always told I was too bossy or too talkative and all these things that little girls shouldn't be, that I feel like could have contributed to me having a completely different personality. So I don't know. I know there's different challenges in every generation and every era of life, but that is something that I'm just really grateful for, especially when it comes to raising a little girl and her knowing that her worth is just so much more outside of just looks. But anyway, this is what happens when you go on these little walks. You just start being grateful for the littlest things.